Boom. To the left. To the right. Crisscross.
Episode.
That's right. Foot. What's up, everybody? Look at, there's three of us. Not just two of us, there's three of us. That's right. You're seeing him. He is discoing down with the brothers, sisters. Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome.
Welcome.
It's another show. It's another week. Another week closer to the end of February. Not that I like to wish my life away. I just like to wish February away.
Yes, I'm like, snow. No more snow.
I gotta be telling, I don't know what I'm bitching about because it was 50 degrees today. It's supposed to be 55 tomorrow. It's supposed to be 60 by Wednesday. So, honestly.
But then
Yeah,
it's going to all drop. You know, it's all going to drop again.
I know. February's cruel because it's like, look at it, it's spring, it's lovely, it's beautiful. And then it's just going to yank it out from underneath you. It's the ultimate Lucy with a football.
So it's like, don't remember that it still snows in April sometimes.
Yep. Yes.
My sister April.
In March. Well, one of the worst snowstorms I've ever been in, which was in Colorado in like 2003. We got like 3.5 feet of snow, and it was in March. It was literally the middle of March. And then one of the other worst snowstorms I've ever seen is in April, like the second week of April in Wisconsin / Minnesota. So, you know, I know it's not over.
You got to give it to
Prince. Enjoy it once here. Yeah.
Sometimes it snows in April.
Look, we have commentary already. Let's see who's with us.
Who's with us?
It looks like J.K. Hibbert is with us.
That's my friend.
J.K., what up, J.K.? You wore shorts today. Damn right you did. Show off those legs. Show them legs. I love it. Yeah, I did eyeball my shorts, but then I was like, maybe I should just wait on that because my legs are wider than the snow in my yard right now. No one wants to see that. No. I don't want to see that mostly. It hurts my eyes.
Well, as I always say, I look like either Charlie Brown's older brother or Casper the Goat's older brother. So yeah, you take your pick.
Wait a second. Charlie Brown has an older brother?
He does when I say he does.
Okay. Chip is Charlie Brown's older brother.
Charlie Brown's older brher. We have the same name.
Oh, that's true. You do, Charles Moehle. All right. So here we are. It is Sunday. It is the day after Valentine's Day. So everybody's got their Valentine's Day hangover or their Black Saturday hangover or whatever you want to call it. But we all survived, which means we are more than halfway through February. That's awesome. I'm not a huge Valentine's Day fan. I know a lot of people really love it. It's just not a thing for me. It's not my bag,
I agree.
So yes, we are here today because we are reviewing a movie. We all went and saw a movie last week, and you know what? It was a pretty fucking good movie.
It was.
Yeah, it was the first time. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Was this the first time that we've been to KP Cinemas in Kalamazoo that we've seen a movie that we liked? And go.
Yes.
Okay, Chip?
Yes, although I think we liked Death of a Unicorn, even though we weren't over the top about Death of a Unicorn. I think we did enjoy it.
It was entertaining.
Yeah, but not like this where we were like, yeah, this is a good film.
Yeah, this is rocking. So the movie that we were reviewing today is Send Help, which is a Sam Raimi vehicle. We will get to all that, but first off, look, more commentary. I love it. I love it when we have comments. JK says, chocolate is half price on Monday. Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Honey, it's half price today. Go, run.
And it's also Fat Tuesday, so you could literally just load up on all this sad Valentine's Day candy. It's Punchki time. That's right. Punchki time. And what was it? Oh, and because I follow Huron Mountain Bakery out of Marquette, even though it's literally 500 miles away from me, I still follow them on Facebook because A, I'm old and I still follow things on Facebook, and B, they have the yummiest treats, and it's just really fun to see what they're putting out. And so they have their list of all their different flavors of punchkis, and I got to tell you, it was a sexy list.
Well, and they've started, because it used to be so basic. It was like cherry, lemon, and chocolate or custard or whatever. And now it's like cookies and cream and watermelon, endive flavor.
Hibiscus, watermelon hibiscus.
There you go.
Well, I like what you've done there. Somebody works in the organic foods industry. I'm serious.
I do.
It's true. It's 100% true. All right. So we are here basically to talk about this here movie. But before that, should we get started with today's festivities? Anne,
Let's do it.
look, there's your cute face, Chip. There
Oh,
you
look at
are.
me. Look at
Yay.
how
I
cute I
know.
am there.
It
Send
is.
help.
So send help. I love it. All right, Ann brothers, get us started.
All right. Well, we are Anne and Janice brothers. We're sisters, and our last name is Brothers. And the truth is, we're just suckers for marketing. So here we are.
Amen.
It's
Um,
true. That's 100%
we're
true.
in our 50s. We're Generation X, which means no one concerned themselves with our discomfort.
Oh, that's a true statement. In fact, that goes from the parents all the way down to your friends.
Mm-hmm,
We were talking about this the other night, and you work with a bunch of cute little Gen Zs, and
mm-hmm.
I teach a bunch of Gen Zs and Alphas, and they're always like, are you okay? And that's weird for my students to ask me that. I'm like, brother, you doing okay today? I'm like, wait, what? Me?
Why, are you
Yeah,
going to drop pig's blood on me?
A little bit, yeah. Like,
exactly.
so.
Well, I was talking to my friend Pam on Friday night, and she's the intimacy coordinator for the theater department at Eastern Michigan University. And she was talking about, it's so different than when we were theater students there. If you had a scene where you kissed somebody, you just kissed them. It didn't matter if you liked them or were into that gender or even into that person. You were acting, so act like you like them and kiss them. And now they have like it's all choreographed and everything. And I was like, and when she said, "Yeah, we have an intimacy coordinator now, so we do it all differently than we did when we were students." I mean, like, I said, like the professors aren't allowed to date us anymore, So
Or marry us.
that was actually a thing. So yeah, I was like, wow, can you imagine like expressing your discomfort? It's like, oh, I don't want to kiss this guy because he hasn't brushed his teeth in 4 weeks. That wasn't even like well, I guess you don't want this role.
I do. It's
So,
fine. It's
Yeah.
fine.
and it wasn't
Yeah.
just that, it was just like our whole lives was like, your discomfort is your problem.
Man up.
It's not anybody else's problem. So
Yeah.
you better deal with it and deal with it in a way where I don't have to listen to you.
Yeah. Well said. That's true. That's
Yeah.
very, very much true. So yes.
Figure it out.
Figure it out. Exactly.
Figure it
So
out.
we talk about smart stuff, fun stuff, dumb stuff, or any combination of the three. And we are not cool, hip, or sexy. We know this because we have no jeweled bras in our bra collection.
Well, you may not.
I was going to ask, Chip, I didn't check in with you.
That picture there, that looks similar to what I own, but no.
Is that what you have? Yeah, I was like looking for. There were so many good ones. I almost didn't know what to choose. But yeah, so Jenny and I were talking about wearing jeweled bras to this concert we're going to next month. And then we both realized we don't have jeweled bras. So
And I'm not buying a jeweled bra, which means I'm going to have to take a bra that I have and jewel it. Which means I'm going to have to go to Anne's house with a hot glue gun and get into her big bag of rhinestones.
That's
right. My sister owns a big bag of rhinestones because every woman should own rhinestones.
Yeah.
I worked for a principal who felt that every woman should have a set of pearls, which I thought was the funniest thing I'd ever heard in my entire life. And honestly, women think that. I'm like, that is a true statement that women think. And I was like, oh, I'm not doing that. So the good news is I can go to a place where someone has a big bag of rhinestones and a hot glue gun, and I'm going to get to work, y'all.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
No, I used to have that waiter's jacket that I sewed chandelier crystals on.
Oh yeah, that was
right.
cool.
Yeah, nicely
that
done.
was about as close as I got to the jeweled bra.
So anyway, we are not a true crime celebrity or influencer podcast. We are the Galentine's Day of podcast. Laughing, eating, coloring, and no makeup.
Again, today I went no makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
I'm brave.
Yeah, you are brave. The nice thing is that I've been brave every day for my entire life, practically.
Why? Way to go, Jenny. Way to go.
Way to go. Go ahead, Jenny.
No, I was just going to say, I remember being in the theater department at Eastern Michigan University, and one of the women I was working with was like, how do you do that? How do you not put makeup on every day? I'm like, well, it's really easy. I get up and I take a shower and then I put my clothes on and then I leave. and it's super easy.
Tyler's like, it's really easy when you don't own any makeup.
I don't have to put any money out for makeup. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that actually helps. So, and for the record, I do own makeup. It sits in my little drawer in my bathroom forever.
All right, so we've been told we're good to listen to when you want to learn things about stuff. And because life is too short to be serious all the time.
Amen.
Felt we made that point very clear last week when we did our show on ladies, laughing ladies. So
that was a good episode.
Thanks, Chip.
Thank you, Chip. Yeah. So this podcast is not G, PG, or even PG-13 because fuck Hallmark holidays.
Yeah, that's why I don't really like Valentine's Day, because it feels so contrived, and yeah, I don't like
Somebody's trying to fill the space between Christmas and the 4th of July.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
So they created
Mother's Day.
St. Like Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day. We had to throw some Catholic saints in the middle to make us feel better.
Mm-hmm. Do you mean Easter? Oops, sorry, I'm going to get letters. All right, anyway.
All right, so you can join us on our website, Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, YouTube, and Amazon Music. Like us, follow us, hit the bell, and leave us a review.
Do it.
I'm sorry?
I said do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Give us your feedback with our questions and answers and our polls. And you can ask Alexa to play us, and, she'll go ahead and do it because she still has to do what we tell her. I don't know how long that's going to last, but she still has to do it.
Yes.
We had to change our Alexa voice yesterday because Joe didn't like it because it sounded like a 13-year-old girl was like, hey, you'd ask Alexa to do something and she'd be like, that's so low-key awesome. I'm going to go ahead and do that for you. Yeah.
Oh, my God. No.
Oh, my gosh. I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
I am obsessed with this timer for 15 minutes. Yes, I'm going to do this for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went with a more mature sounding Alexa who, is not so low-key awesome. So,
She's like, I will play this station. I want to play and you'll like it.
Okay, here we go. JK has questions for us. He was like, when are you guys going to have an episode about heated rivalry? I would like to be a guest on that show because I know everything about the series, and I mean everything.
So I told you beforehand, he's in the cult.
All right, JK, I would love to have you on the show and talk about that because I'm only
too.
So we will talk because honestly, you're probably right. We should be talking about this show because it is a cultural phenomenon right now, and you will be, JK. You are officially the heated rivalry expert of the brother sisters. So
yeah, no, totally. In fact, I'm going to start watching the show tonight so that I will have questions.
Okay. Yes. And JK also says, ask Chip, he's my friend. He knows that I'm obsessed with the series. Actually, we were talking about you before the show, JK. This actually came up. So
yes, they know that you're in the cult of heated rivalry.
Absolutely. So, yeah, the good news, Anna, is now that we're talking about heated rivalry, it will literally be the only thing that pops up in our Facebook feed from now on. So there we go.
Yay!
It's going to work out. Yes. So fear not, JK. You are absolutely on the list. All right. Remember, you can support the Brother Sisters for absolutely free. Like, follow, subscribe, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. Yeah, you guys put the word out. Tell your friends, your family, follow, like, subscribe, leave a review. It's absolutely free. You ain't got to pay nothing in order to support us. It would be cool to have more than 12 followers. So, huzzah.
Yeah. If you like this episode, share it with a friend.
That's right. And if you didn't like this episode, share it with your enemies so that we can annoy them as much as we annoy you. So there you go.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to matter if we get good press or bad press. It's just all good.
Press is good.
Right. That's right. All right. So let's talk about the smart, dumb, fun stuff that happened this week and kick us off.
Well, of course, on Friday, I had a Galentine's Day party with some of my gal pals. And, it was very much, it was fun. We sat around my big dining room table. We ate way too much food. We talked, we laughed, we colored, we made friendship bracelets. It was great. It was just like mellow and nobody wore makeup and I didn't wear a bra either. So,
and the only thing, I'm a little disappointed that we didn't do this.
What?
Nobody made gal pal bracelets. Nobody made bracelets that said gal pals on them.
Jenny,
and I'm a little bit bitter about that
Did
because
you
I
have
you
waffles?
can't be bitter, Jenny, because you didn't either.
I know.
You
I
have to
I
take
said,
account
let's
of
do gal
yourself
pals.
first.
And everybody's like, gal pals, it's dumb. And I was like, I hurt my feelings. Next year,
Nobody.
next year, can we please make gal pals bracelets?
Man, Jenny.
I
Wow.
know. I held that in. I really thought I should get that out.
Well, it's
Because
really
I'm like
brave of
low
you
key
to let
hurt.
that out and be so honest with us. Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you, Jenny. And
I
our
feel brave.
tons of
I know
fans.
our tens of, it's all this therapy that I'm doing. It really
Yeah.
is helping. It's
I
helping
could,
me express my true feelings.
I could tell. I could tell. That gal pal.
But and with that said, though, the cheese dip slapped. So good job.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's nothing like opening up a jar and pouring it in a bowl and then stick it in the microwave.
Yep, it was good. Yeah, that was yeah, like I said, that slapped. And slapped means good things. That's what I've learned.
That's right.
Good.
Yes. Chip, what you got for me?
Oh, well, of course, movies with the brothers, sisters, and our regional manager, Joe Peters, last week. Always a blast when we meet up at KP Theaters and enjoy a film together. And then, of course, last night, my friend JK, who is the one who's watching the show, I was at his, he did a little Broadway cabaret fundraiser for kids who are going to be music teachers. Nice. And they did all Broadway songs, and it was really just delightful. And there was one kid there who sang, he sang Send in the Clowns, and he like threw all the emotion in it in a very subtle way, and it was incredibly moving. It was very, very like, I mean, I remember us as college kids, that age, and then watching them and thinking, I think we did good. I think we did, the three of us did really well. Screw everybody else. No, but it was nice to see these kids like do these pieces and have some of the kids who really just got it and really put themselves into it. So
yeah.
Plus, it was just enjoyable. Awesome. It was like it's always fun to be in the audience of a fun show. So, and then of course to have your friend be the ringleader of it all. So
nicely done. I love it.
Very
and
nice.
Okay, I cut you off. You had two other things on your thing. So
I did. So Duncan and I, when you've been married for decades, you try to like, hey, let's have a date night, So Duncan got to pick our date night. We went to this little brewery, a microbrewery called Mothfire. We got wood-fired pizza. That was delicious. And then he picked out this thing. It was a community sing-along. And I was like, what is this? Is it a concert? He's like, I don't really know. He had some other friends that suggested we go do this. So it was at the Interfaith Center in Ann Arbor. And it was literally a 90-minute group sing-along. So we got our little books and we sang with all the people. And the guy that led it was very good. And the people there were so excited to be there and super welcoming. And I was like, I can't remember the last time I sang out loud for 90 fucking minutes. So, I was like, wow, it was fun. And then on Friday night, there's a bookstore in Ann Arbor called the Third Mind Bookstore, and they do an open mic night once a month. And Duncan's like, I want to go do this and play some songs on my guitar. And so we went, and I was thinking, like when we used to go to them when we were in college, they were just kind of lame. This one was excellent. Everybody was so talented. There were some young poets that I was like, blew me away. Yeah. Kind of like what you were saying, Chip, it's like, it's fun to be in an audience where all the performances are so good. And it really, it was like, I loved it. I was like, I can't wait to go back because all the performances, and none of them were really long. So like there was a couple people who were, I thought, a little they were working on things.
Right.
But everybody was so brave. And,
man, I think it's about fucking time that Duncan played. It's about fucking time because he is great on a guitar. He's got he's really good. I'm glad he did that. So about fucking time, Duncan.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and he did a great job. He's like he sang 4 songs. One of them was an original one that he wrote. So it was just a great night. I was like, and we went to Frida Batita's Jenny for dinner. The key is to not overeat.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah,
honestly, if I just had those plantain chips and a mojito, I would be super content.
Yeah. And of course, Ann Arbor was Ann Arbor was cuckoo pants last night because it was Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day, yeah.
Yeah, it was a great. I was like, wow, I can't wait to come back to this and see more talented people.
It's great.
I remember seeing God, your husband, who you just said his name, and now I can't think of it. Duncan, yeah, Duncan, who I know, and I remember seeing him and a band play at the Tower Inn. They played Irish songs one time.
Yeah, that's the name of their band. About the last time he's performed.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I can't think of the name of his band. I remember going to see his shows.
The Spriggans.
Spriggans, that's right. Spriggans. Yeah, no, honestly, it's been too long. He needs to do that more.
Yeah.
So for sure. So sweet.
So how about you, Jenny Brothers?
I'm just glad it was nice to go to the movies this week, and it's nice that it was 50 degrees. I actually got to run outdoors this week, which was a treat. So, and you know, the problem is that it gets about you when you've spent the last 2 weeks running in 11-degree weather and it's 33 degrees, you tend to overreact a little bit. So I actually didn't have enough clothes on. I only went out with a hoodie and a pair of sweatpants and no like gloves or anything. And I got about halfway done. I'm like, I really needed an extra layer and some gloves. I'm like, oh well, you know. So I was a little bit when I went out the other day to run. I was a little bit. I was a little. Yeah, I went out yesterday and ended up running, and I ran a little bit with a little few more clothes on, which was smart. So you know, there you go. All right, shall we talk about what we are here to talk about, people?
No, let's not. Let's talk about something else.
Very good. All right. All right. Well, I'm going to talk about this first, and then we'll talk about other stuff. All right. So, stuff you should know about the movie Send Help. That's what we decided to go see last week. The trailer looked great. It looked interesting, and it's so a couple of things. Released January 30th, 2026, and this fooled me because normally January is the release month where movies go to die. You have some dog of a movie, and you need to get it released. You release in January because nobody goes to the movies in January, and nobody goes to the movies at all anymore. So now it doesn't seem to matter as much. So the director is Sam Raimi, who I love very much. So he's directed, if you know anything like the Evil Dead series, he directed the Evil Dead series and Blood Simple. No, that was the Coen Brothers. What's the other one?
He wrote Drag Me to Hell and Army of Darkness.
Army of Darkness. One of my favorite guilty pleasure movies is that one with Sharon Stone. I can never remember the name of it.
Now The Quick and the Dead.
Quick and the Dead. I fucking love that movie. It's one of my top 5 guilty pleasure movies. Came out in the mid to late 90s. Young Leonardo DiCaprio, Gene Hackman, Sharon Stone. It's a Western and it is cheesy. It is, you talk about open the can and pour the cheese and put it in the microwave. That movie has all the cheese and I fucking love that movie. Anyway, this movie, because it's Sam Raimi, you automatically want to go see it. At least I do. So it's a dark thriller. Essentially, the way it works is that starring Rachel McAdams as Linda and Dylan O'Brien as
Brian.
What is his name? Bradley.
Yes, douchebag name.
Yes. So the film follows 2 coworkers, the company CEO, Bradley, played by Dylan O'Brien, and a sad, super competent, often overlooked accountant, her name is Linda, played by Rachel McAdams, who they survive a plane crash only to find themselves stranded on a remote island. We get to watch this power dynamic change as McAdams' plucky accountant proves to be a survival, basically savant, So, and then mayhem ensues, if you will. So what we're going to do is we're going to review this movie. We started kind of doing these we kind of do these questions as a way to 3 questions. So 9 questions total. And we are each asking each other questions. Is there anybody that would like to start?
Oh, sorry.
You guys are all flashing your 3 gang signs.
I know. I'm sorry. We're trying to be all cool and shit. I will. Who do I have questions for Anne.
So I have questions for Chip. Chip, you have questions for Anne, and Anne, you have questions for me. So Chip, why don't you start us off?
I will. So Anne, I have 3 questions for you.
Well, thank you, Chip. I look forward to answering your questions.
Chip, now you gave me the questions in a particular order, so that's how I put them on the screen. Would you like to start with your first question?
Sure.
Okay, there it is.
My first question is, Anne, movie screen, stream, or skip it, and why?
Movie screen, and then stream it. Don't skip this movie. I am a big fan of Sam Raimi. I like I like the way he directs. I like his sick sense of humor. And I think it captures it even better if you're on a big screen. Plus, this takes place on a gorgeous tropical island.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to see it on the big screen? And then some of the special effects, definitely need to see it on the big screen. And I can't remember the last time I enjoyed a movie in a theater. And this was one that I really enjoyed, sitting in the big chair with my big box of popcorn and my buddies, and just really loved this movie. The screaming at one point, Chip's like, make it stop. It was great. I don't know, maybe you have to go see it. Go see it with people you love, especially if you're a Sam Raimi fan, because there's lots of little things in this. You're like, that's Sam Raimi. That's Sam Raimi. So yes, definitely.
Sam
I am
Raimi.
enthusiastic. See it on the screen.
Yeah.
In fact, Duncan and I are probably going to go. He hasn't seen it yet, so I think we're going to go this week, and I'm going to see it again. So
Okay.
Yeah, it's Sam Raimi has a particular style with these. He does these like extreme close-ups and a lot of like these sweeping shots that kind of come in, and it's very Sam Raimi. And he doesn't do it a ton in this movie, but when he does it, you're like, there it is, there it is. For sure. All right. So that was the first question, Chip's first question for Anne. I'm gonna go with my first question for Chip. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. All right, the question is, what are 3 things in this movie that really worked for you and 3 things that did not work for you? This is a big question. I know.
Okay.
Sorry.
So I don't know that I have 3 of each,
That's fine.
but I'm going to say the 3 things that did not work for me. The first of all is the house. Well, okay, let's say you said at the beginning, spoilers abound. So this is a spoiler.
Yes.
The house on the island. I was kind of like, by the time we got to that point, I was like, I don't know that we necessarily needed that. I think it was just kind of a weird way to sew things up. They were in it for such a short period of time. I don't know. It seemed like there might be another way they could have done that. So that kind of, did not necessarily work for me. But I do like how they took ownership of that fact, because Linda finds a knife washed up on the shore early in the film. And what you learn is that the knife came from this house. She's found this house certainly found it almost as soon as they landed on this island. And she says to him, really? A knife washed up on the shore? How many times does that happen, Bradley? And I loved it. I thought that was great. But yeah, the house I was kind of like, really? And then the other thing was, and I enjoyed this, but it also bothered me a little, was her very quick and precise ability to make things that didn't break or look wonky. I mean, it really looked like props had set it all up. She had this beautiful hat she wove. It was just like, it was all a little too spot on. Like, I understand that the woman had survival skills, but it's not like she sat every day and wove a hat so that it would look to that perfect specification. So there was a little of that, but I was like, these are things that honestly I was okay suspending my disbelief with.
You're saying it was a little too Gilligan's Island.
It was like the fact that she didn't make a coconut phone really surprised the fuck out of me.
The coconut cream pie. Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, I loved that she was showing like her skills and stuff. But there was a few points where I was just like, too far. Like, just making a fire, I was impressed, But when they showed her like weaving the hat, and I was like, there is no way, like, she's worked with palm fronds before to make them, bend to her will in the way that she had. So that was that kind of, like I said, it took me out of it a little bit, but ultimately I could suspend my disbelief on that to continue on with the story. So, and what was the next one? 3 things that worked for me?
What worked for you? Yeah.
The performances worked for me. I think that was the thing. I mean, this is mostly a two-hander. It's just, I mean, there are other performances in the movie, but for the most of the running time, it is just the two of them. So you really have to have good actors, because otherwise you're going to become very uninterested. And I think that those performances really worked well for me. The other thing, the other two things I would say that kind of go along with that is the direction of it and the editing of it. You don't get good two-handed performances without a director who knows what he wants, and without a good enough editor to help sew it all together. So those are my things.
I'm thinking of that scene where he's being a dick to her and she leaves him, and so we are with him for hours,
Yes.
and it's just these shots
Yeah.
panning by his face, and then another shot as he grows more and more aware and desperate throughout
I can handle this. I'm cool.
Yes.
I'm so good. This is good. I'm okay. Yeah, it's kind of getting hot. I can't.
I'm so thirsty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was my favorite point of the whole movie. I'm like, and the way it was filmed and edited, it was like, this is amazing. So yeah, I love that. Very good.
And the actor,
all right,
like modulated that well.
Yeah. Yes. All right. So the last one we have Anne's first question for me. Here it is.
Jenny, this type of story has been done many times. Stuck on a desert island, Lost comes to mind. What makes this movie different and worth an audience's time?
Okay, so the two things that come to mind with like stuck on like some sort of island. Well, actually, there's three. Lost. God, what's the one with the boys that get trapped on the island and they all start?
Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Flies. And then the other one that comes to mind is, of course, Castaway. So, what I liked about this movie is that it never feels like we're desperate to get off the island, or it's never about getting home. For me, what I liked about this movie is that it never leaves the dynamic of the two characters.
Yes.
And what's happening with them. It's like you're so interested in their story that you're not, and they're, it's never about what they're going to do to get off the island. It's never about how they come together to conquer the elements. I'm like, these two are at odds the whole time, and the story really stays with that. It evolves, and we see that evolve. And what I love about it is that you spend a lot of time thinking about who's going to win, because you know that they're never going to get together. They're not going to fall madly in love. It's like, this is going to be a story about who wins, and who wins is the one that lives. And that's kind of, you start to figure that out. I'm like, okay, that's what this is. And it wasn't just about surviving or getting home. It was a chess match. And really what it was a chess match versus a checkers match, where Linda was playing chess and Bradley was playing checkers, and so that's what was enjoyable about it, is that you really, it was a different story, but it was a story that it was a story we've all seen 100 times about power dynamics and things like that. It's just that it happened to be on an island after a plane crash, and it was really fun. And I also think they did a great job of letting us know these characters before they crash, before the plane crash, so that we had very strong feelings about these two characters early. And I think that was really important, because you form strong feelings about both of them, and then you want to see your feelings, how that plays out for the rest of the movie. Yeah, it's fun to watch Bradley struggle and her prosper in this new reality that they have. So yeah,
and I think it's really easy in
different.
this type of movie to say Bradley's going to have redemption. He's going to have his redemption arc. And one of the things I've learned about people is that under stress, they don't get better; they get worse.
What's that?
Or they know to pretend to get better until they can get the leverage they need.
What's that line from Devolution? Adversity introduces us to ourselves. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. All right, let's go to question 2. This is Chip. You had the first question, right?
Yes.
So Chip's second question for Anne. Here we go.
And what was your favorite moment in this film? I had a few. But what about you?
That's a great question. Some of the comedy, it's really what I liked about is some of the humorous moments when she's in the plane and it's crashing and the one douchebag is like hanging out of the plane and he's screaming at her, do something, Linda, do something. And there's nothing she can do unless she wants to get sucked out of the plane. So she just lowers the blind on her window.
Well, and for me, that was like, that moment tells you, like, I didn't realize at that moment until the end of the film that tells you exactly what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. So I really loved, and I'm a big fan of dark humor.
Yes.
And there's so much brilliant dark humor in this movie. And those are my favorite parts. And I also loved the little bits and pieces that were from old Sam Raimi movies, like with the hand sticking out of the sand. I'm like, oh man, that is, Evil Dead, that is Army of Darkness. Just, I just really loved his little Easter eggs. And I love the way that he pushes it too far, because there's so much humor in that. It's like Rachel, what's her name?
McAdams.
Yeah, Rachel. She's so funny because, like, she's so cringy. You're just like, stop, pull up.
Yeah.
But there's so much. He's very good at that. He's very good at getting that cringe moment that ends up becoming quite funny. So I think my favorite parts of this movie was the humor in it. And these two people are trying to murder each other. Yeah. So, the fact that there's all this humor.
That moment that I yelled, "Make it stop," was because it was one of those scenes where it just kept going back and forth. He had the upper hand. She had the upper hand. He had the upper hand. And it was like, make it stop. Make it stop.
Exactly.
And brutal. Yeah, brutal.
So yeah, I really, sure. And the thing is, it's like, there's so many movies nowadays that are just so predictable and prescriptive, and just, you're like, oh, and this is not one of those movies. This is just not. It's so refreshing, and in that pushing it a little too far, it's just.
Well, and I'm just gonna jump in. That was the thing that really got me about this film, was I had I'm not a Sam Raimi fan like you guys are. His movies were scary. That was back when I didn't watch scary movies. I know him from Spider-Man. I know him from Doctor Strange. So what I loved was this movie is so twisty that you have no idea. Like, it seems to kind of drift into like, oh, there is going to be redemption. They're going to be friends. Oh, no, maybe it's a romance. Maybe maybe they're going to align with each other. And when they get back to, sure, they're going to take over the company. Like, you just don't know. You're just like on this boat ride kind of, the film is ultimately not about the island. Like, literally, she could have, it could have been like she kidnapped him and kept him in a room. I mean, it was more about this relationship between the two of them and where that goes.
Nice. Well, Chip, let's roll into this then. So, your second question for me, how did you feel about Rachel McAdams in this movie?
This was a good question. I have to tell you, this morning, it was so funny when I was going on the slides to type in my question. I went to look at your questions and you had a different question here. And then all of a sudden it vanished and I saw you typing the new question and I was like, oh, that's a better question. Like, yes. Because we've talked a little bit about Rachel McAdams on the last few episodes that I've been on, and that she's not an actress that I dislike, but I've enjoyed certain performances of hers, but like we were talking about True Detective, and like, I just don't buy her as a bedraggled, burned out person. She's super duper in Mean Girls. But this was the first film in a long time where I was like, holy shit, this woman knows what she's doing. And I think it's because they gave her something to do. I think that's probably what's been going on for so long, is she did Mean Girls and then they were all like, oh, but she's pretty and funny, so we'll just put her in rom-coms and shit like that where she doesn't have to really do much. I remember seeing her in Sherlock Holmes and it was like, I'm so unimpressed. Right. But that's because the role is so fucking unimpressive. And when they kill her in the second movie, like right in the beginning, I was like, thank God. Like, but I think in a way it was a thank God because it put her out of her misery, having to play this stupid two-dimensional woman character.
Yeah, ridiculous character, yeah.
But this one, it's like you watch her, and again, like I just said, it's twisty. You watch her go from one thing to another, and my favorite moment in the film is the very last shot where she's driving in the car with the bird and they're playing the Blondie song. And then she just looks in the camera with this look. And then she goes right back to smiling and driving. And you're like, oh, fuck, that girl is scary.
Don't fuck with Linda from accounting.
Well, and the fact that her last name is Little.
You know, right, I love that.
Linda Little. And it was like, Linda weren't that little. But yeah, McAdams in this film I thought was tremendous. And I would almost say Oscar nomination, depending on what else comes out this year. But it's one of those that's very subtle and shaded. And in each scene, there's something different going on with her. And she, as an actress, understands that and plays it.
Yeah.
And there you go.
There you have it.
Very good.
Rachel McAdams. There we go. All right. Anne, this is your second question for me. And there it is.
Jenny, what problems did you see with this movie?
Mostly science problems.
Really?
Well, my question is, okay, you have this tiny island, right? Because it's, basically small enough where you could walk around it from a day. We get to see the island. And my biggest thing is, I'm like, where'd the boar come from? Because it's like you're supposed to have this colony of boar on this island.
Yeah.
And yet it's this tiny little island. I'm like, considering that it's basically an Indian Ocean atoll, it's like, where did all this diversity come from? I don't understand. And I'm sure, there's probably some scientific explanation for why, but that was probably the thing where I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. And the other thing is that did not work for me is that it just got a little bit slow in the middle for me. I was just kind of like they were, I realized they were developing that dynamic that we're supposed to be at this point seeing this transformation in Bradley, and they were working that, but I never really bought that at all. And as aware as she was about things, I don't think Bradley could have gotten away with building his own raft. I'm like, no, I don't buy that. She was far too sharp for that to happen. I'm like, I don't think so. And the other thing that I didn't really get was the whole, I'm like, why bring the fiance? Again, the house thing was problematic for me, as was the fiance arc as well in there.
Yes.
I'm like, we didn't really need that either. This could have played out just fine without, her having to murder the fiance and the little boat guy. I'm like, so, but at the same time, it does allow us to plumb the depths of Linda's brain. So, but those are the things that basically didn't work for me. Other than that, pretty much everything worked for this movie for me. And it's like, I did predict though that I didn't say it was a house. I said it was like some sort of, like Sandals resort. I think I'm like, it's a resort. And Joe's like, it's a Sandals resort, which would have been hilarious. So, but yeah, those are the only things that really did not work for me. Is just little things that, you kind of have to really, you suspend your disbelief when you're watching a movie anyway. And then it was just like, I'm having to suspend it a little too much, but I was enjoying the movie so much and all the performances in it that it didn't really, I'm like, yeah, this doesn't really bother me.
Yeah.
So, I have other concerns with this movie than, where she's getting all this fruit. So, So, okay. All right. So that takes us to our last round of questions. All right. Chip, you have another question for Anne. Here we go. Question 3.
Oh, well, now I just blathered on about the performances, but now let me ask you, did you enjoy the performances and what?
I certainly did. Like with you, Rachel McAdams was fine. It's not like I sought out movies because she was in them, but she was just, like you said, she got roles that were, most of the time she got roles that were beneath her. And the truth is, I didn't know they were beneath her until I saw this movie.
I
just thought she got the roles that she deserved, except for Mean Girls, which I thought was hilarious. But basically, just pretty white woman filling in this space. And these performances were awesome. I did have a hard time. I was like, and the dude that played Bradley,
Dylan O'Brien. Yep.
I was not very familiar with his work at all, but I was like, I did kind of believe he was trying to have his redemption. Maybe they did a great job. They played off so well together. It would have been so easy to make this a romantic movie because they just, you could see this build between it.
And
They
great
did
chemistry. Great
great
chemistry together.
chemistry. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if they had been bad performances, this would have been a terrible movie.
Yeah.
You know, because it
Would have been
is pretty much
unwatchable.
about
Yeah.
these two people. So, damn, they better have great chemistry and be great actors, or this movie was gonna suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were awesome.
For sure.
Good job. Thumbs
Yeah.
up.
I agree.
Well done, you guys. And I thought Dylan O'Brien was well cast because he's one of those actors that can play a guy that you just want to punch in the face automatically.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Well, and I
Yeah.
think
So,
the
all
fact
right.
that he's someone we didn't know well,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
as an actor, like worked really well.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right, Chip. So this is your last question. So Sam Raimi films often have an element of dark humor. We saw that in this. Do you think the dark humor enhanced the tension in the movie, or did it undercut the tension?
I think it enhanced it. Like I said, with this again, twisty, twisty, twisty. And if this had just been, you know, I kind of went into it thinking, oh, this is going to be a horror film. I mean, look at the poster that you know had showing a few moments ago. The trailer, the fact that Sam Raimi directed it, all sort of points to it being a horror film. And it's really it's not that. But the dark humor is what throws you off at every twist and turn. Um, because it's like, you know, which way, and I don't want to say it's just Linda or just Bradley. Like something can happen that's kind of dark and humorous, and you think, okay, so from this, something good can happen, or something really bad is about to happen. And you just don't know. And sometimes it is something good, and sometimes it isn't. And so you know, the kind of final big fight where he jams his finger in her eye. Oh, that I think that's when I was actually yelling, "Make it stop! Make it stop!" Um, you know, the effects of the horror elements of it were pretty incredible and a little fantastical looking. You know, almost like I was watching animated horror. Um,
That's
but
very Raimi.
yeah,
Mhm.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, and that
Yeah, it
you know,
is.
even like when she was fighting the boar, you know, at one point the boar almost looked like a Disney boar being, you know,
Mhm.
shivved. And is that the right for shivved or
Yes,
I don't know.
excellent.
And but yeah, I think that's the thing for me is that it threw my footing off throughout the whole thing. And that worked really well for the film because I kept going, what is it going to be? What is it going to be? Where are we going now? Oh, no, it's not that. No, it's going to be this. No, oh, no, it's not that either. You know, I don't know. So my answer is yes. I think it absolutely enhanced the tension of the movie and made it, you know, made me on the edge of my seat as a result.
Awesome. I love that. All right, and last question for me. Here it is.
Jenny, Team Linda or Team Bradley? Why?
This is a no-brainer. Team Linda, 100%. And it starts at the beginning. You literally start on Team Linda, even though she cringy. She
Oh
is. She's
yeah,
awkward. She is socially awkward. She's a little bit clueless on that respect. But he does a great job of helping us find sympathy. We go home with her. We see her making her sandwich for the night and talking about how excited she is because she's going to be made a VP. She's talking to her bird, who she loves so much. Little does she know what's waiting for her the next day. She's denied the promotion and humiliated by Bradley and told, you know, that scene where she's eating the tuna sandwich and introducing herself to her boss is
oh my
the
God,
greatest 3 minutes because you can't look away and you
no.
so desperately want to look away. It's horrifying to watch.
And that's
It's
that dark
basically
humor.
it is. It's basically that the whole scene focuses on the wad of tuna fish sandwich stuck to her face, and it is. Oh, you're sweating by the time
Yes.
that couple minutes ends. You're like sweating, and you're like, "Oh my god!" It's but
Well,
you feel for her because I'm like, how many of us have sit there in a big moment like that, and you're like sitting there with a salsa stain on your shirt, or you've got that one random hair coming out that mole in your face, and you don't know it's there, and it's like we've
Bug,
all
bug.
lived that bug. And it's like, you know, just because she's an outcast in that respect, the beautiful people in the movie are genuinely cruel to her and awful. And so
yeah,
you're Team Linda all the way. And even though in the end she does terrible things to Bradley, to Bradley's fiance, to some random, boat
dude.
captain, and at no point through all that, you're like, yeah, okay, I can live with that. Team
Yeah.
Linda. Yep, it's fine. She murdered people. Team Linda. Yep, Team Linda. because the fiance is actually just a really nice, seems like a really nice lady, kind of clueless, and
Yes,
you're
the
like,
fiance was
oh,
nice.
yeah, and she gets murdered by Linda,
But
and then you're like, yeah, it's fine.
and I think that's the thing. Like you could really walk out of this film and
Mhm.
be team both of them or be not team both of them. I mean, because I did have some trouble with, he was such a dick, but it doesn't justify some of the shit that she did, and the scene you were talking about in the beginning, I was kind of like, at that point, if you haven't seen the trailer, you don't really know what Bradley's like. So at that point, I was very much like, not team Linda. Like she needs to know where the line is and when to sit down. And then when Bradley is such a dick to her, then you're kind of like, oh, okay, team Linda. Yeah.
Team Linda, yeah.
But then on the island, there were moments where I was like, I don't know. I don't agree with her choices here. Ultimately,
She doesn't have to be so
I
mean to Bradley. He's figuring it out. It's gonna come
yeah.
around.
And I'll say the one moment where I was team Bradley for sure was when he was taking a shower on the beach.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty hot.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
And
Bradley is
gratuitous
he is very fit.
gratuitous team Bradley moment. And but yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
near the end of the movie, I turned to Jenny and I was like, is it wrong that I'm still team Linda? And she's doing these horrible things. I'm like, is it wrong that I'm still team Linda?
When he got
No.
his final moments when he was like, saying anything to try to stop her, that's when I was like, yeah, okay, go for it. Like, I'm team Linda now.
Yeah. No, I did not waver once. And I was gonna be bummed if she ended up dead instead of Bradley. I'm like, this is gonna bum me out because I'm team Linda all the way, which is gross, but and at the end where she's at the golf tournament and she's rich and she's,
Yes.
she's,
And she's learned how to wash her hair and
learned how to wash. She's taking care of herself and she drives off with her in her convertible down the Pacific Road Highway with her bird. You're like, yeah, girl. Then
yeah,
she shoots that look and you're like,
look.
oh,
Yeah.
you're still so crazy.
Yeah.
And you're like, yes, you go, girl.
Like, how related to Glenn Close in that movie with Michael Douglas are you?
Well, the thing is, like,
Yes.
that movie with Glenn Close and Michael Douglas really pisses me off because I'm like, how come the wife cheater gets to be the hero?
Yeah.
The bus spoiler to be the hero.
Well, no, and I what I loved about that movie was that it's the wife who gets the final shot. But the fact that she didn't then turn the gun on her husband always kind of surprised me.
This is for you getting me into this, you motherfucker.
Yeah. You brought the lady who boiled our daughter's bunny into our lives.
Exactly. Yep. This is for you. Yeah. So no, like I said, I don't feel bad about being Team Linda. It's the same reason that we all rooted for Walt on Breaking Bad. It's the same thing,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and there is,
sometimes
extraordinary
you root for the anti-hero.
circumstances. Yeah.
For sure.
And I think too, years of being downtrodden, being put, being the smartest person in the room, but being treated like the dumbest, cringiest person in the room will make you a little
crazy,
homicidal.
Well, you can only take so much. After a while, you get into a situation, and for the for the first time in her life, that's why she didn't want to leave the island. I'm like, she is not only the smartest person in the room, but you don't have a choice but to acknowledge that she's the smartest person in the room. So I'm like, that's nice. If you've never felt that before, why would you want to leave that? So yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. So
overall, if you are wondering about the movie Send Help, the answer is go see it.
Go see it. Entertaining.
Yeah, if you're not into cringy stuff or some gross stuff, maybe you don't like it. But if you're into any sort of action, horror comedy sort of thing,
thriller.
Yeah, if you're into thrillers, it's got some good Cabin in the Wood vibes going for it. So if you like that movie, you would like this one, and worth your time for sure. Yeah, and worth your time to go see it in a movie theater as well, because you get all those awesome Sam Raimi-isms up close and personal. So there you go. So yeah, there you have it. We're gonna take a moment and say a giant thank you to Chip Moehle, our crack entertainment expert. I know, that's for you. I got you a little penguin gif.
Look, he's a little pingy.
He's the greatest. So
I love that. Thank you guys. I'm always grateful for this opportunity.
I love it. So thank you for coming on and hanging out with us. And
Plus,
well done
I get
Go
to
ahead.
spout. I get to spout. I get to seem like what my ego actually has to say is somehow important.
It is important, Chip. Don't you deny yourself that awesomeness.
Ever.
Well done, ever. Look at us, you guys. We are almost at an hour. We are 5 minutes short of an hour. That's okay.
Ooh, we did well.
Thank you for spending the last hour or so with us, with the brothers, sisters, and entertainment expert Chip Moehle.
Send help.
Send Help. That's right. Today you learned about why Send Help is a great movie. It's not a waste of your time. Go see it on the big screen so you can get all the Sam Raimi close-up stuff that you can possibly handle.
Yes.
Remember, we want to hear from you. JK, thanks for being with us today. We
Yes,
loved
thank
your
you,
comments,
JK.
and we will absolutely talk. We would love to get your take on heated rivalry. So I'm like, what's not to love? So
yeah, he'll tell you everything about it.
That's good. We want to know everything about it. So yes, give us your questions, concerns, comments, and confessions. That's right. You're going to be confessing to us about how much you love heated rivalry. Let's go.
That's right.
All right. Remember, you can support us, the Brothers Sisters, for absolutely free. All you got to do is leave a review, smash that button, smash it.
Smash it.
YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. Put the word out to your friends, your enemies, the people that you feel kind of meh about. It doesn't matter. We'll take them all.
Tell the Bradleys in your life. Tell the Lindas in your life.
That's right. The Bradleys and the Lindas, the ones that you want to root for. Join us next week. We will teach you things about stuff. Exactly what we will teach you, that remains to be seen. So, yes, there you go. In the meantime, let's do this. That's the wrong one.
I was going to say.
That's the right one right there. It's the goodbye music. So jazzy. Max Caselli, you're with us every week. We want you to know that out there. Making music, making dreams come true. That's right. Come back with us next week. We will teach you things about stuff in the great big wide world. That's right. Thanks for joining us today, you guys. I am Janice Brothers. With me is my sister.
Hi, brothers.
And entertainment expert
Chip Moehle.
That's right. And we want you to get out there, do something smart, do something dumb, do something fun. We are out of here.
Bye.